I've now sold over 20 of those sleds on the marketplace. Running out of pallet 1x6 material and wanting to keep making sleds for free, I decided to come up to date with my own new design that can be made from simple pallet 1x4s, the most common and easier boards to find. After over 2 weeks selling the sleds, interest is still very high in the past week. I raised the price of my big sled and want to have a new smaller but nice model to sell, giving my buyers options. After cutting both ends off on the miter saw, I removed the middle nails with a hammer. This makes using pallet wood much quicker and easier than removing all the nails. Before running the wood in the planer, I make sure there's no metal left, using my handheld metal detector. I run all the wood through the planer, once per side, to clean them up and to get them ready to make sleds. Finally, I rip both sides on the table saw, and I'll be ready to build some sleds. 1x4s of similar wood at the hardware store are nearly $10 each, and making those with construction wood would look very boring, as the pallet wood adds a lot of figure to the seat planks. Making those with free pallet wood increases my profits and let me sell at a lower price, attracting more buyers. Now let's build this sled. Using a 1-gallon can of paint and 3 pallet wood 1x4s, I traced the seats for the sleds. The 2 side planks use the full radius of the can, while the middle plank just has the rounded tips. Since I'm designing this sled as I go, I'm cutting those right now. Once I'm done with all the parts, before assembling this sled, I'll trace copies using my original parts to make many more. I plan to sell this alongside my bigger sled on the marketplace, and I don't want to run out when buyers show up. I'm cutting this 32-inch 2x4 in half to make the front part of the sled. 16 inches is going to be enough, so this piece will give me parts for 2 sleds. Using paper lets me just design one side of the tracing, then mirror it on the other side, giving me a perfectly mirrored part. I cut it now so I can go test fit and measure the length needed for the skis. The skis will be made by a 2x4 ripped in the middle, with a curved end. Each pallet 2x4 will give me 2 skis. Once I'm done designing this sled and have all my pieces, for future sleds I'll be doing all the bandsaw work at once. At the end of the video, I'll show how I made the last 2 as a batch, for a total of 3 sleds to sell on the marketplace today. For now, I cut this single ski so I can trace the second identical one, then cut it too. To make the cross sections that will hold the seat parts, I'm using some more 1x4 from the pallets. I'm making it elevate the seat parts by about half an inch and rounding off the bottom to give it an old school style. Now that I'm satisfied with my part, I trace it down and cut a second one from my first sled. Before assembly, one last thing. I take the parts and trace them down, saving me lots of time for my next batch. I'm assembling this sled with outdoor compatible wood glue and brad nails. You can pre-drill and use screws too, if you wish. I'm placing the seat parts to align the front end of the sled. The seat parts are not assembled now, as they're not painted the same color as the sled. Pre-drill the holes for the rope handles now. Those will be added once everything is assembled, painted, and finalized. I give it a quick sanding. My goal is to make all the edges smooth, and my curves looking nice. Making the surfaces smooth is not a huge priority, as this is an exterior decoration and will be painted with a thick outdoor latex paint. I paint the red frame with a Rust-Oleum red outdoor paint, using the red apple color. I love this vibrant red, and I've been using it for all my Christmas decorations this year. For the seat parts, I'm using a product called Wood Ager, which basically tints them brown in an old wood look. It's great for outdoor decorations. To finalize assembly, I'm adding wood glue, even if I know it won't be super efficient because of my paint. For future builds, I'll avoid painting where the seat parts will go on the supports. Using tape to guide through the holes, I passed the rope handle through the pre-drill holes I did earlier. I knot both ends from under and the handle is complete. As a final detail, I add a little bow that I bought at the dollar store, which gives it a nice final touch that my buyers seem to love. It's basically my only cost for this build, outside of the very little paint needed. If this helps me sell even one, it's very worth it. Here's the new sled compared to my previous version. You can find a video for that one linked above. Now though, I still have 2 more to make, because I'm not about to go and sell just one on the marketplace. I'm here to make some money. Here's how I build them, in a more batched way. Enjoy the build, thanks for watching.